All right, so welcome to our team call for November 13th. Before we dive in, I just want to make sure that we all remember that this month we have $20 off all challenge packs, over $150. Word of mouth is that there is still peppermint mocha left if you need to get it. We're customers of yours that wanted to order it, never got to order it yet. And I was going to update you guys on the flash sale, but since we were just talking about it, it looks like we're going to be running it on the 22nd and the 23rd as a pre-Black Friday sale, just so that we make sure to take the opportunity to invite all of the people coming out of our free groups into that, and also kind of beat the mass hysteria of the actual Black Friday, so we can hopefully help people get started on their journey. So that is all I have for announcements tonight. Does anybody have any recognition or shout outs they want to do before we dive in? And I don't think Carly's on, but happy birthday, Carly. All right, so let's get started because I want Mary Paige to have plenty of time. Mary Paige, I'm just going to let you take it away. I'm not even going to introduce you, but she's crushing it on Instagram and adding value right now. And I think it's going to be super helpful for her to share everything that she's doing with just adding value and really connecting to her niche market. So that you can really connect with the people you want to connect with and add more value, but also have a simpler time creating content, which is something we've all been working on. So thanks, Mary Paige, for offering.
Yay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. And hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of insight. Now, to clarify, I'm working not only on Instagram, but I'm also doing a Facebook page, which I'll be perfectly honest. I think I was probably like the tail end of people getting in on a Facebook page when the Instagram thing really took off. And I decided to go that route. But I would recommend if you are just starting coaching and you're just really kind of getting your feet wet, like stick with Instagram, stay with Instagram. All of these, all of the things that I'm going to talk about tonight are going to be like almost identical on both platforms. But definitely that's the route to go. That's where you should be focusing your energy right now. That's something that I'm actually going to be, I'm showing up consistently on Instagram. However, most of my leads are coming from my Facebook page. So it's kind of a little bit of both, but I'm going to share with you guys a quick, let me see if I can share my screen. And you guys let me know if you will see my face too. I don't know if it really matters. Okay, can you see that? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so we went back. So all right, we're gonna talk about content creation and attracting your people, which this is something I have been doing for the whole year, very consistently, attracting and talking to my people. And like, I'll go a little bit into that. Attraction marketing and content creation are a little separate from each other. Like I could have a whole different call on attraction marketing. But if you really want to go into what it is, there is a great video about attraction marketing on the Beachbody Champions page a few weeks back. It was a Canadian coach, and she, if you just search in the Beachbody Champions page, attraction marketing, she's going to pop up. And she was like really detailed about like what it is, and like how to bring your people in. So I'll touch a little bit on it, but I'll also talk about content mostly. All right. So basically we're going to talk about what, when, and how often for your content. And I will pull up my chat so I don't forget it. Share the link, and it was great. Oh, cool. All right. Can you guys, I'm going to move my people. I can't see my board. All right. Okay. So as Dana mentioned, value is going to be what sets you apart from everybody else in this atmosphere. The reason why is because people hate being sold to, period. Like they tune out sales pitches. They don't want you to constantly post your sweaty selfie, your all, they like to see your food, but I wouldn't say like all the time your food. Like, here's what I had for dinner. Here's what I had for breakfast. Like, I'm doing that right now because I'm on like a specific plan, but I don't do it all the time. I just kind of, breadcrumb some ideas every now and then when I was not doing the ultimate reset. But they want to trust you. They want to know that you are kind of the expert in your industry. So you need to be adding content that one they want to see. So maybe you give them a little sneak peek of your workout, but you could also kind of explain like a move or something, or why it's important to stretch, or like give them value back as to like why this workout is important and why you love it, and share with them what you're doing instead of just showing them, hey, I'm doing my workout today, cool. Give them something to like digest and be like, oh, is that what she's doing? It not just another way for them to scroll by you. And then more engagement on the topics that you relate to. So maybe so I'll use me as an example. Like, I love cooking. I love finding new recipes. I love trying new things. I like to cook with my kids, and all of that like is really helpful for the moms who follow me. And they're the people who like, they want recipes. They want to know how to meal plan. They want to know how to create a, you know, whole, like they want to know healthy food in general. So that's value that I can add back to them and share with them. So find topics that you both relate to. I also enjoy motivational speeches, and like that's something that I have dabbled in IGTV, of like being my own motivational speaker, and like 5-10 minute clips of me just being like, yeah, let's pump you up, you can do this, mama, let's do it. So finding those messages that you can share and adding the value to them is going to get you some more engagement. And also by asking questions in your posts. And it doesn't always have to be like invite to the group of whatever you might be doing. It can be, do you like breakfast? Do you run out the door eating breakfast today? Like, as you give them a really simple breakfast recipe or whatever it might be. So value is what sets you apart from everybody, like I said in the beginning. But so finding posts that add back to that. Finding the inspiration though that goes into those posts is like a part of something that I do daily. Like, personal development is something I love. I really dove into it in this like last year and a half, and it has helped me so much with my journey in general and really kind of overcoming some fears. So if you're not doing personal development and you're a coach, you need to start doing it like ASAP. If you are in the car really like for a short drive in the morning, or if you just really need a quick podcast to pump you up, write this one down. It's called The Quote of the Day Show by Sean Croxton, and you can just search it in Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast from. And it is so uplifting. He gives you bits and pieces of different people, of all different speeches, and like some you might have heard of. He's had, Brene Brown and Les Mills, and just all the big names show up in his show, and he just literally takes content and just gives us clips, and it's like the most inspiring stuff. So if you're just looking for something short and sweet, personal development, like that will pump you up. Also, trying out new things, trying out new recipes and sharing it, trying out new workouts and sharing that. Just trying out something. Maybe it's a hobby you love. Maybe you like to ice skate in the winter and you have some tips, or maybe your kids play hockey or they play soccer and you have some tips about busy mom life and how to like manage it all. Like, just find something that they can relate to and they can engage with as well. So those are my kind of quick tips on what kind of content to post. I want to stop here for a second and answer any questions you guys might have right now. You feel free to unmute yourself or like type in the comments if you have any questions about like what kind of content to be posting. Nope. Does this all make sense to everybody? Yeah. Okay, cool. I see Alicia over there. You're snuggled on your blanket, hun. All right, cool. I will keep going then. So we're going to talk about when to post and knowing your audience. Can you guys type into the comments, tell me how many of you are using like the business Instagram? Like you're signed up under a business account? No, no, no. Yep. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So for Carolyn and Danielle Metz, some of these things might be a little lost on you because you won't have quite the access to some of them, but they still apply. I would recommend you upgrading to one just because it actually lets you learn. Alicia, I did too. That's funny you mentioned that. I'm wondering if it's because it's connected to, is yours connected to Facebook? She says she lost Instagram music when I switched. Ah, yeah, that's the reason. I lost it too because it's connected to Facebook and Facebook doesn't like music, which stinks. Okay, so I guess if you don't have to connect it to a Facebook page, then I wouldn't worry about it. All right, so know when to post, know your audience. Like, who are you talking to? At what time of day are they best gonna like engage with you? And for me, it's moms. Like this time of the night, moms are freaking on their phones scrolling while they're watching TV. Like that's when I know I can get the most engagement. So full-time employees, and you guys, for those of you who are full-time employees or teachers, please correct me if I'm wrong, but like they might be scrolling on their lunch break or on any kind of break or like anything that they might do. Teachers, I'm not quite sure how much time they have in the day, but like they might be during a mid-morning or afternoon break or something like that. So knowing who your audience is and what time of night or day they are on your a lot of times phones are not even like during the day. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's one thing too. So like, you know that, and so you know not to post no time during the day for this teacher, right? So then you know that other teacher friends are not posting or that they're not looking at your posts or anything like that. So if your avatar is teachers, obviously you won't post during the day when they're not going to see it. If your avatar is stay-at-home mamas, well, then they might see it. So it really just depends on when you're posting. But knowing your audience and when they're on, which brings me to my next segment, which is how to know that information. So I, like I said, use Facebook page. So I use, scroll too fast. And yes, can't get back. There it goes. All right. So I use Facebook. So I just took a screen grab of my Facebook insights right here real quick, but you have the exact same insights on Instagram, which I use as well. If you are, and if you don't know how to access them, so basically you go under your profile and there's three little bars at the top right. You click on the three little bars, and if you're under a business account, it will pop up insights on the third one down. And you can see all of the posts and stuff like of the week, and you can also see all time. And then if you scroll to audience over, there's three tabs: content, activity, and audience. You scroll to audience, you could see likes, dislikes, where they're from, how old are they, and then all the way at the very, very bottom, there is times. Whoopsie, cancel. There is a time graph, and you can kind of go through. So that's Tuesdays, Wednesdays. You can go through and see what time of day your people are on. As you can see, you guys, mine gets bigger at late at night. So that's one way to look at it. So, and then I can also, on my Facebook insights, I'm able to see who is engaging and how they're engaging and what they're engaging on. So if you see in this graphic, it shows like a video or a picture. I posted my very this also shows my avatar very well. This one here that says that's the largest. It was literally me asking for moms to spam me with pictures of their kids in Halloween costumes. That was it. It was my best performing post that entire week. And I literally thought, what the hell? I threw it up there. I had no intention of like how this would work, but it was like everybody just decided to comment on it. It had like 60 comments. So I did a giveaway too with that. I'm like sending out a stick of Energize on it. But people just want to like share shit with you all the time. So you can't necessarily do pictures on Instagram, but you can ask them something to spam you with something. And then make sure your picture is engaging enough as well. That's a whole different can of worms I can get into, but we all kind of know that at this point. So checking out your insights, looking to see where they are, saving the big posts for the most active times. So you guys might see, like, I like to post a lot of my stories late at night that are like more relatable. For example, tonight I posted a little bit about like being a stay-at-home, work from home mom and really loving it. And I like to save those kind of things or my big transformations late at night because I know I'm going to get more eyeballs on it or more engagement on it. So that's pretty much that. Now, does anybody have any questions about that before I move on? Oh, it's okay, Annalisa. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna move on. All right, this last one. You are not Beyonce. I am not the one that came up with this. Actually, I was listening to a podcast by Brendan Bouchard, and I'm going to post the podcast in our team page because I think everyone should listen to it. And he made a really interesting comment that said, we can't just post one thing and expect to get a ton of engagement or likes on it in a day. We're not Beyonce. We're not going to get 4.7 million likes on our photo if we just post it. So that leads me to say that is why I have been posting 3 times a day. Now, that started on my Facebook page because I know if I'm only posting once a day, I was losing a lot of traction. Because when you have more engagement on your posts, that's telling Instagram and Facebook that these people like to see your stuff. And so they're going to push it out to their feeds more often. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this science experiment essentially and see what happens. And I do realize this is a lot of content to push out every single day. So you have to kind of be a little more organized with it. And I will touch on that. But understanding that the more chances you give them to show up in their feed, the more eyeballs you're going to have and they're going to see you more often. So stories are really big right now. You do need to be showing up in stories as often as you possibly can. But I took this as an opportunity to see if it would work. And I will say that I feel like I have had an uptick in engagement since I have been posting multiple times a day rather than just once a day. I felt like when I did it once a day, it was getting lost. So I do it really, really easy. Yeah, Steph, definitely focus on stories. And that's very easy. What I like to do when I do my posts, I do something simple, like the quotes that I post every single day, I'm literally taking them from other people's quotes. Guys, I'm not reinventing the freaking wheel here. Occasionally I'll have like one or the two that might come from me and I'm like, oh, that's funny. And that works. But the majority of the time, I will save funny quotes on Instagram all the time. Use that bookmark feature, by the way, if you see something that's really inspiring to you. And then I always was going live on my Facebook page, and what I was doing, I was downloading it and then posting it as an IGTV on my Instagram. So I was like already creating content. I was like, why not just go ahead and post it over there? So this week you'll see actually on my feed, I've decided to do more recipes to see if my people want more recipes or do they want to hear my stories, because I'm getting feedback from both. So again, always changing, always trying to figure it out. So I always do my quote and something valuable, something added back to them, like here's a recipe, here's some inspirational words, or whatever it might be. My biggest hits so far on my IGTVs have been a sneak peek into my workout, and anytime I'm making food, that's like when my numbers go up. So that's again learning from your insights. And then the last thing I do is I post late at night a story or something cute about my kids or my transformation or whatever it might be. And the idea of posting value every single day is beneficial to, like I said, share, positioning you as an expert, but you can hit them with an invite. Just don't do it every single day. Brendan's suggestion was maybe 1 or 2 times a week should you be inviting them to something that you have to offer. And so that's my take on it. So I like to pick Sundays as my invite day, and then if I'm feeling it, maybe Thursday. I think on another team call we were on, some other coach had mentioned like people who are getting excited for that Friday and thinking about like all the food they're going to eat or something like this, in that weekend, and they'll start over on Monday. And then you're catching people on Sunday night who are dreading going back to work and like the Sunday scaries and all that jazz. So that's kind of the reasoning behind Thursday and Sunday. So I'm not here to say that you have to do this. Cool. Good night, Amanda. It's I will say it's a lot to organize, but if you are quickly, if you're saving a bunch of quotes, on a random day and you just have them, I think last night she actually showed us how to, Dana, correct me if I'm wrong. She showed us how to like draft posts in our Instagram. Was that correct? Yeah. I didn't catch that all. I need to go back.
Out basically she writes a post as if she were to post it, and then instead of posting it she saves it as a draft. I think she said you can do up to 50 of those at a time, so like you could sit down on a Sunday night and take an hour and draft up a handful of posts, so that if you want to post them during the week, you would just go and like click, you would go into your drafts and then share it without having to sit down and do that, which like holy game changer. I need to start doing that.
I need to figure that out because I wasn't able to do that while she was on the call. I need to see if I can like try again. But I didn't have that feature, so I was kind of bummed out. But regardless, it sounds like you can do this. So you can like literally, as she explained it last night, sitting on her toilet and like drafting all this stuff up. So you literally, if you find something, draft it up. Now I'm using Canva to create my quotes. I've also used in the past Word Swag, if anybody knows that. And I make my quotes really clean. And I know a lot of you guys are already doing this. So I just make my quotes really clean and easy. And I always make sure they have my name on them so that if they get shared, it links back to me. That's why I keep my name on them. And then, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel with the quotes. You could just like save things you like. And then if you just like go live on Instagram, make sure you download it before you hit end or whatever. I forget what the command is, but download it to your phone and then create it as an IGTV. Like, again, don't reinvent the wheel. They have story swag too. Oh yeah, they do actually. I saw you posted one today, I think, right? Multiple platforms as well. Pretty cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it, Ashley. So yeah, so trying to figure out how to do drafts, using different little apps like for photos. You know, my tip for photos is I always like to, if I take a bunch of photos, I bring it into Lightroom and I have bought one of the filters and I apply the filter, and then you can go into Lightroom and when you export it to your phone, it all goes in one folder. And so I at least have all my edited photos in one folder so I can just scroll through it and be like, all right, that's the photo I'm going to use tonight. And here's the story I'm putting with it. So at least I have things put together. For third-party tools to schedule posts can decrease engagement. So better do on the app. Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard that too. I
Like back in the day when we used to use certain scheduling programs to do it to Facebook groups, and then Facebook created it where you could do it on it, like same thing.
Oh yeah,
Like once the social media platform has the option to schedule that or to draft something, like we
start
should,
using it that way.
because they're flagging lots of stuff just like they're doing with the third party people, like the bots that are adding friends for you. That's why accounts are getting flagged.
Yes, that's true. And there are now, I was actually talking to Kelly and Steph about this, I think Whitney too. Um, there's now people who are just going on your polls, and I don't know if they're bots or what, but they're just like random people just, you know, and then you get all excited. You're like, yay, somebody said yes. And then you find out you're like, oh, no. So there's all sorts of bots out there. Um, Yeah, spam from bot polls. Yeah, it is really annoying. I don't know where they're coming from. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. You guys have any questions about that? Like how often? Um, I know it's a lot to say, hey, post 3 times a day because that's what we kind of went away from. But I use it as an excuse of saying, hey, I'm in front of somebody's face 3 times a day, or at least once a day, someone's seeing me. And I've had a ton of feedback saying like, you know, wow, I really love like watching your videos, or yeah, no, I'm love inspired by your story, you know, watching you all the time kind of thing. So you at least know somebody's out there watching and being inspired.
I would love to know if you, just kind of like Kelsey had been sharing about when she created her brand avatar, do you bulk create content? Like I know at some point you used to plan out like a few weeks at a time of content.
I did. And I was going to share
You don't
that tonight.
anymore?
Hmm?
You don't now?
No. I've been like hot mess lately, but I do have a schedule that I like to keep. I put it in my calendar, you guys, like just my regular calendar, and I set it up in Google Calendar, and every single day it reminds me, okay, my quote of the day today is going to be about mom life. And then I have every single night I have a scheduled topic of some sort. So for example, um, Thursday, I have now switched it. It used to be, I need to update this on my phone, but my Thursday story was like transformation, but obviously I was, you know, not taking advantage of Transformation Tuesday. Or like Friday, I have a lifestyle post, meaning I'll just post something about like what's going on. So like last night I posted lifestyle instead of my transformation the day before. So it really kind of varies about how I'm feeling. Like I said, I've been a hot mess lately, but I do have like specific topics I like to just kind of stick to during the week, but I don't necessarily write them all out. I was at the beginning of 2019, but then the rest of 2019 happened and I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
However,
You have an idea of what you're going to be sharing that day so that when you get there, you're not just like, what the hell do I post today?
right. And so I'll put together some information and post it in the team page about my schedule, and I'll put in like every single day of like the topics I like to choose from, and how I usually go in order. And then give you guys like kind of a sample of like how I'm creating that. So I'm not necessarily writing all these posts on command, but I at least know what I'm going to post about, or I have an idea of a topic that I'm going to post about. So like, one day might be related to just recruiting and sharing a little breadcrumb. So like, that's like me sharing on Halloween that I got to go to my son's fall festival party and like help out because I work from home and I can go and do these things.
Well, that's cool though if you just give the outline, because then people could put in the topics of whatever brand they have of what they want to be sharing about and how to rotate them. So I think that would
Yeah.
be super helpful.
Okay, cool. I will write that up and put it in the team page along with some of the like with the Brendan Bouchard podcast that I recommend, because I think it's so funny. I came across this podcast because it was labeled online ads, and he talked like for 5 minutes about online ads out of a 1 hour podcast, and I'm like, why did you label it that way? Because it was so good and dense of all these details. So I think everybody should definitely be listening to that tomorrow. But yeah, I think that's. Anybody else have any questions? I don't want to skip over.
No, but I love the prompt to really dig more into insights, because one of the girls who was our speaker at leadership about social media talked a lot about her using her insights. She's like, if you're looking at it and like nobody's engaging on that content or that topic or that part of your brand, like that's something you should know to not really share about anymore.
Yeah.
Like you need to know what people are wanting to hear if you want people to engage more. So
Well, go back,
dig it.
and when it comes to engagement, like think about the things that you engage with. Like what are you, responding to, what that's that you enjoy. So for me, it's like I love looking for new recipes on Pinterest, or I love following all the Facebook pages with the recipe videos. And so it's like that's engaging to me. So obviously the people I want to bring into my tribe like are going to want that kind of stuff too. So positioning yourself as like that value back to them, like why do they need to follow you? You don't need to see your sweaty selfie every single day, but they probably want to like a new recipe or know how to meal plan or whatever it might be. So, and I think stories are super powerful, and writing a story instead of just saying, an occasional like, hey girl, you totally like kind of, and addressing people are one thing, but always writing a powerful story like behind, and getting a little vulnerable goes a long way. And that is where I've seen the biggest transition in my entire content, is when I get really down and share something I went through. So keep that in mind, but don't do that every single day because people kind of get a little lost on it. So I'm like, sprinkling that in is important. So I'll share when I give you guys like the topics that I post from. I'll just I think you guys will see like some of them can be like breadcrumbs and some of them can be like super and transformational power stories or something like that. Yeah, business. I mean, again, Carolyn, like that's how you would get the insights. So if you're definitely planning on like building out Instagram, I would highly recommend it. Like there, Dana, do you have your stories set up to go to your Facebook page stories?
No, mine always went to my business page, but I have that setting off right now.
Okay. Okay. But I don't think they give you the option to, you have, because you can't,
Your personal page?
right, you cannot connect your personal page to your business Instagram account.
No, I don't think so.
Right. That's what I think. Um, so that's the only thing that you kind of lose. So, but you can set your stories up to save every time you post it, it saves to your phone, and all you got to do is go over to Facebook and post it. So if you're doing stories in both directions. So
that's what I do.
And I know there's like a ton more content that I could like brain dump to you guys, but like these were the kind of the highlights that I thought would be really important to think about.
Yeah.
So if you guys have other questions after all this, like please feel free to reach out.
I just want to say, since we're at the tail end of this and we're talking about Instagram and content and engagement, if you guys did not get on the call last night, the networking power hour that was run by Jace, I posted the recording of it today, and I have gotten more followers in the last 2 days probably than I have in the last like 2 months. Like, it's so simple the way she broke down like how we need to be using all of the options to engage and create community and create connection on the platforms that we're using. Because if for example, this one specific power hour, this one that includes all the Instagram stuff on it, right? And like you can go through that whole thing and think like I'm doing everything right and I'm showing up on Instagram. But if we're not engaging like the way she explained last night, we're not going to see that growth that we want of people following us back and connecting with us and all of that. Like, we have to be social. We have to be more social. And it's so cool because that power hour, just like, or the connection, the networking that she does is so simple. Like, it's so easy. Like, I don't know if you ever guys like sit down and get stressed out because you're like, where am I going to find people? How am I going to connect with someone? How am I going to find new people to invite? You know, and this makes it so easy. Because what she's explaining to do is like you're liking 25 photos that are in your newsfeed. You're bookmarking a post, you're tagging a friend, you're leaving 10 compliments, you're following back 5 people that follow you. Like, they're super simple, basic things that like a monkey could basically do, but it's to create connection and create interaction between people that are following you and new people that you're following. And it has you follow 50 to 100 people, and then at the end of the networking power hour, you unfollow people that are not following you back, so that you don't keep having more people that you're following than that are following you. But it's super cool just to see, since I did it last night and did it this afternoon, that like more people are commenting back on things, like more people are following stories, there are more people that are following me back. And like I said, so easy. But what she explained, and I want to stress this, is that she does this like 2 to 3 times a week, just specifically to network and create engagement and grow her network and grow like her tribe of people she wanted to connect with. And something she said that I thought was so cool was like thinking about your social media platform as a way to create a tribe of people you love being surrounded by, and not just being out there making connections with the intention of like, is this the next person I'm going to sign up? Is this the next person that's going to join me? But doing it as a way to really create connection and like have fun being social with people that you want to engage with and that you're excited to engage with. Because the more fun you're having with it, like the better, right? And the more you're going to want to show up on that platform, rather than being like, I have to go post. Nobody's liking my post. Nobody's really engaging with anything. And that like blah kind of social media rut we can get in sometimes. So, but she does this, she said 3 times a week. And then the other days of the week are when she does actual like connecting and inviting power hours. So again, like however you want to do your basics is up to you. But like this is something that I'm super excited to implement now, because learning how to actually grow my account has been like my biggest nemesis last year. And now we have, with what Mary Paige shared tonight, like how to create that value so you're actually connecting with the people that you're connecting with if you're starting to network more. And I know too, Kathy has shared that Nick is gonna run a call soon on how they're connecting with people that are just like Kathy, and how she's inviting to bring on new challengers, but also more specifically new coaches to her team. So just know that we're gonna be focusing a lot more over the next month or so on really nailing down all of these basic components on networking and inviting and finding the people you want to connect with, because I think that if we can really nail all these basic areas, that everybody's going to see really, really awesome growth through the end of the year and into 2020, and that's what we want. So anyways, that's all. Go watch that call.
No, you're exactly right. Actually, after listening in and like I hopped on late, I have I have been sitting at like the same number of followers for like weeks, and it's like up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm like, for the love, can I just get past it? And today I have like 8 new followers. So whatever magic she has, like we all need to go do.
I have like 14 since yesterday, and I'm like, what? This
Yeah.
is what I should have been doing
Yeah.
this whole time.
No, we should all go do it. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, thank you. Does anybody have questions for Mary Paige or about anything that was talked about?
Danielle, the link to that Power Hour tracker, I think, Dana, you posted it yesterday in the team page, right?
Yeah, I don't know if Annalisa shared it in Aspire Nation.
Oh, right.
I put it in the files of Empowered Elite if you're looking for it.
We can drop it in team.
Or maybe actually, I don't know if I posted it with the actual Zoom.
Oh no, you did actually. Annalisa did post it. I saw a post came through. Yeah, she did post it. So check the Aspire Nation.
No, what I was gonna say is I think I put it with the link, the Zoom link to the actual call. So I don't know if it would have added it like it normally would have. I don't know. I'll have to check. It's there either way, but I'll go double check that it's in the files. So that is all then. I think
hopefully this was helpful for everyone.
Yes. Gosh, I'm really getting ahead of myself. I was like, no call next week. It's gonna be Thanksgiving. No, we've got one more week. And I'll post an update tomorrow about the flash sale and when we're gonna be running that and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna get the Google outline done for it and the graphics all set up. That way that page will be rocking and ready to go for everybody to invite to it, especially once you're free groups. And so
cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary Paige. That was super helpful. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a good night.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.